sort of that intentional effort to start making sure that I was searching and looking for people who could help me grow, but also just in my field, technology, making sure that I was keeping up to date with, what was the latest in terms of thinking and in terms of development, and making sure that I kept abreast of it. And so what helped me was beginning to look closer at the community I had around me, beginning to tap into that community, and then of course looking out as well to see what was going on. One of the greatest sort of successes I've had was actually when I worked with the not-for-profit Grameen Foundation. And we launched a project that was targeted at pregnant women. And that project was quite instrumental because what we created, and this is something that we created in Ghana with Ghanaian developers, became a tool that got used in India. And basically became a tool that got rolled out in the biggest mHealth implementation in the world. And not only that, it also won quite a lot of awards for what it was able to achieve. And I call that a success, or what I saw as part of the success for that tool, it was called Motec, was that it was created not only by the developers or the people on my team, but with closely working with, in this case, the Ghana Health Service. We were able to create a system that not only helped in Ghana, but went as far as India to become one of the biggest mHealth implementations. Deciding to come back to Ghana is probably not the easiest. And so my advice for people who want to move back to Ghana, first is just do it. The next thing I'll say is you've got to find community. One thing that's been very helpful for me is the Ahaspora network. And so I'll say for anybody thinking about coming back, kind of see it as becoming a bridge, right? We're in a very global world now, so it's not like you're putting your whole life and just moving back here, but you're going to become a bridge. And as in any bridge, you need strong support in both places. And in Ghana, if you come to a place like that, I would really encourage you to sign up for Ahaspora, or at least find a community of recent returnees and engage with them, and also keep your community back home because or back where you're coming from, because those are going to be either you're going to be an important reason why they decide to come back, or that they're going to be able to also make sure that you're staying above water and understanding what else is going around in terms of global dynamics. And one thing I can promise you is the more you're aware of what's happening globally, the happier you'll be that you're actually in Ghana at the moment. Trust me on that.
Today reminds me of a very lovely experience I had some time back. I visited a place in Adan. They said it's called an estuary. So what happens is the sea and the river meets. And I think that's what's happening today. MTN, a global telecommunications giant, has, met with a Hasbro Professionals Network, and what their aim is, what they are producing here today, is a lovely incubator where young people who are excelling in their fields can get to impact the knowledge they have garnered over the years into their fellow young people so that together we can all become the great entrepreneurs that we hope to be. Hello everyone, good morning to you and welcome to the MTN Just Be series. My name is Caleb Kuda. I'm a broadcast journalist with 97.3 City FM and City TV. What excites me today is that I have a panel of amazing, vibrant, intelligent young people, and I'm not just using words. You discover that for yourselves. And they will share their knowledge, they will impact you, and by the time we're done, we must have produced amazing entrepreneurs across the country who'll be doing fascinating things, not just in Ghana, but across the globe. So I'll be introducing them to you in a second. But let me tell you, some of you are joining us online, and if you're doing that, you can share this. You can tweet your questions. I get to see them. I'll ask the panel. Use the hashtag JustBe, MTN Just Be series, what you see over there. And then I see young people who are very hungry, not for kinky or wache, but hungry for knowledge to go and change their own world. Guys, you're looking good. Please put your hands together for yourselves. No, make it better because, yeah, I like the vibe. And without wasting much time, let me introduce you to the wonderful panel I have over here. So sitting to my immediate right, I have Kara Esinam Alote. Now, she is the CEO, creative lead at the Mobile Bar. She wants me to let you know that she's happily married. That's very important. And she has a bouncy baby boy, so I'm uncle number 6. Now she runs the Mobile Bar. What Mobile Bar does, they are into events. And so she adds her creativity, her style, her ideas, her energy to turn up events so that when you encounter an event she has produced, is different from many others. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Kara Esinam Alote. Also, we have Tenny Agana. Tenny Agana excites me so much because for many years she had to sponsor herself through school as a head porter, what we call here in Ghana, Kayaye. The last time I was walking through the streets of Makola and I saw one Kayaye, Charlie, no, so a double-decker fridge, Monsieur Kayadeng. Poverty, is it the headquarters of your house? No, but it's a lot of hard work she has done, schooling herself through the enterprise of being a head porter, got to Ashesi University as a MasterCard scholar. She didn't just graduate as any of her colleagues, but she graduated top of her class, winning the President's Award. Yes, if you want to put your hands together, she deserves it. Over the years, since she graduated from Ashesi University, she has started her own initiative where she's helping many Kayayes get a better life like she has now. She will tell us more about that shortly. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited to let you know we have Tenny Agana in the house. Now, you would typically hear him say the head is big for a reason. And some of you were expecting to see him in a headscarf. Me too, I was expecting to see Kojo Shelding in his headscarf, but today he is not. His real name actually is Bernard Kojo Amwafo. Is that it? And he's from Kwoum Pepiase. Yeah, I don't know why that makes you guys laugh, but yeah. He's a Kwoum man, so he's a businessman. I mean, he lost his father at age 4. His grandparents brought him up. I mean, he graduated school from Ho Technical University. 2016, finding a job was tough for him like many of us, but by dint of hard work, he landed himself in OMG, and there he got exposed to the wonders of digital media. Today, he has for himself YouTube channels that rakes in millions of views every single day, and he has 7 people in his employ. Kojo Shelding, ladies and gentlemen. So who do I start from? Because Kara has been trying to convince me not to start with her.
Behind it, there was nothing glamorous about it. So that's where I realized my niche. Like that's where the whole thing started for me, because I realized, I mean, if you can spend as much as 10,000 cedis on decor and everything, and you have like a bar that looks very tacky, it doesn't make sense.
Doesn't cut it.
Exactly. So that is where I realized that that's where my interest is, in the whole wedding industry.
I see.
Yes, that's where I carved my niche.
At that time, did you have like an 8 to 5 job?
Yes, I was doing my national service at that time.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
in Obuasi specifically.
I see. Were you in the
Yes.
mines?
Yes.
Then you're
in the
making money.
mines. Yes, I was making money.
But you're looking
Yes.
for more money.
Exactly.
I like
and
that.
I followed my passion basically,
Okay.
because even though I was doing a 9 to 5, it was paying me very well. Honestly, it was paying me
So
very well.
is this
back.
one paying you as much? Or it's fulfilling having something you have created and paying your bills?
Yes, it's paying me as much.
Okay.
I kid you not. Like,
Wow.
I followed my passion. It's doing the work for me. I mean,
Wow.
it's creating wealth for me. Yes.
I like the sound of that. Wealth.
I
They
kid
say
you
cash
not.
is king. These days,
Yes.
cash is queen.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Tenny
yes, very-
Agana. So after school, you decided to go into social enterprise. The story of many people like yours, it looks like once so you were at KIA, now you had a master's card scholarship, you were done with school. So then you feel like obligated, so you have to give back. Because I know many Ashesi students, Charlie, once they are done, they are in New York, they are in UK, they are doing big things. So were you pressured to do something and, I mean, giving back to KIA, or this is really what you've always wanted to do?
I mean, before Ashesi, I was struggling myself. So, I mean, I taught everyone for himself, God for us all. Because
Sure.
I'm struggling to actually go. I wanted to go to training college before getting the scholarship, right?
Okay.
So,
Because you get allowance.
exactly. And
I
I'll
see.
use that to pay for my school fees. So that was the plan. One
Right.
thing that has always worked for me is that I always have a plan, no matter what. It doesn't mean that things are going to work according to plan, but I have something that guides me. So my plan was to go to training college. And I was struggling myself, right? So before Ashesi, everyone for himself, God for us all, let's all struggle.
Yeah.
But then when I got the scholarship, the golden opportunity to go to Ashesi, in my third year, I did leadership. And leadership, you have to do service learning. You actually go to a community and
Service learning.
Exactly, yeah.
Ashesi for
I
more
know.
pressure. Hey.
Anyway, so I went there and I went back home with some of my classmates and we're going to organize skill training for the young girls. And I realized that some of the girls that I was working as Kaya with, I mean, when we are coming here to Accra, we don't come alone. You come with a group. So that, I mean, at night, you'll be sleeping together. Sometimes at night, we tie our legs together and sleep to prevent other men from raping us.
You tie your legs together.
Yes, to sleep.
What's the formation?
So the idea is that if you're a guy and you want to come and rape me, by
You
the
have
time...
to
Exactly.
finish.
So, I mean, I went back and I realized that some of the girls that I was working as Kaya with, they were still Kayais.
That's true.
And they were students, but right now they've dropped out of school. They are Kayais. And I was fortunate to have gotten the MasterCard scholarship, right? So when I went back to school, I started thinking of a way that I can support them, right? That my idea was to start the initiative whilst I work, right? So from that, after thinking about it, I realized I can actually use that as my thesis topic. So actually use that as my capstone. So I did a research. I had a supervisor. We went through it for a whole year. So my final presentation came up with Lozele Initiative. And basically what we do is, these young girls come to Accra because they need a source of income.
Right.
Is there a way that you can provide that source of income for them?
Over there.
Over there.
So they don't have to migrate
Exactly.
down
I mean,
south.
you need to start from the root. You need to cut it from the root. Can we support them in the north so they go to school whilst they start their own, whilst they make an income? So what are some of the raw materials? What are some of the skills that they have in the north that we can leverage on, right? So we came together with 3 other co-founders. I mean, we needed the money to start it,
Very
right?
important.
So we started Lozele. Currently, we have 50 women, Kayais, that we've taken back home.
50?
Yes.
You have, like, repatriated...
50 of
Is
them.
that the right word? You have sent back 50 Kayayes
Yes.
who are in Accra.
Yes.
Back to the north.
Yes.
So what are they doing now?
So currently, depending on the community, so we have different products.
Right.
Depending on the community. So we have a group of young girls. There were 4 of them. When they started, they were Kayayes, but then they went to secondary school. They can bake. They
Okay.
did home economics. So they looked at their community, their village, and they realized there's no one who sells bread there
Okay.
or chips and all that. Usually, every market, which is every 3 days, a bus will come and deliver to the shops.
And that's the end of the bread.
Yes. So they decided that, okay, so we are going to start baking.
Wow.
And right now, they've employed 20 other girls in the north.
Wow.
So,
No, this is good. I like the sound of that.
and we also have a group from a different community. They can weave this fabric that I'm wearing.
It looks lovely.
Thank you. So they make the fabric. We have bags, woven bags, and different things that they do. So depending on the community, the idea is that
Use the raw materials in the area you
and
are.
the skills that they have.
Amazing.
Exactly. So currently, we are still working on supporting more girls, but currently we have 50 young girls that we work with, and they go to school. See, we have 20 girls
Yes.
who go to school.
Yes.
When they close, they come and make the products, and then we sell it for them at the end of the week.
Actually.
And they can use that to support themselves. In 5 years, they won't still be Kayayes here, but they would have gotten a better future for themselves.
No, this is amazing. So it's exciting, the panel I have an event planner, I have someone who is into social enterprise, and then I have someone who is ruling the space in terms of digital media. So wherever you are aiming to be, I have panelists who have answers for you. And so now, Kojo Sheldon, the yawa of the day. You know, a lot of people hear you every day on social media. Every day you are trending, or you are either trending or telling us what is trending and all of that. And you have 7 people in your employ. On top of that, you randomly choose brilliant people, 5 of them every year. You support them through school. No, you're a big man, understand? Not only your head is big, your pocket too is big. I mean, but I'm sure many people will look at the Sheldon story and say they want to be a Sheldon. And I believe it didn't start just being Sheldon Yawa of the Day. So give us snipers into your beginning, Kojo.
I always tell people when they ask me like, oh, Sheldon, so how did this start for you? Then I'll go by, I didn't want to be an unemployment statistic. So I just wanted to create a path for myself. Yes, because I mean, I read marketing in school, and
Right.
every year they churn out a lot of marketing students, graduates.
Yeah.
And the probability of you getting a job is non-existent, just like my hairline. So you have to be creative, you understand? And
No,
create a
I like
path.
the probability of not getting a job.
Charlie,
It's like your hairline.
You know they exist, like nothing. You know they. So, me back in school, I used to create memes on my personal page, my Facebook page. So I would pick a random picture on social media, then just give it a funny caption. It would go viral.
Yeah.
Then I kept doing it, and I was in school. So after my whole technical university education, I was. So I did my 7th with the Rave Media Group,
Rev Media Group.
which is headed by Rudy Kwache. So I was there as a social media manager. I used to handle their social media platforms and other brands. So that was how I was integrated into the digital media business. I was fortunate enough to have people around me. I've worked under Sadiq Abu.
Oh, right.
Yes, I've worked under Rudy Kwache, and I've worked under Francis Doku.
Oh,
So I had people in the media space that
The gurus.
Yes, and they taught me the trade, the business. So after my service, I was signed by OMG Digital. Then at a point, they needed some. I was signed by OMG Digital as social media manager, because that is what
You were doing.
Yes, I was doing. So there was a point in the office that they needed someone to host a show. Something like what Charlemagne the God has been doing with Power.
right.
So they brought up the idea. Now everyone in the office was like, nah, bro, we can't do this. I don't know, whatever reason. So I was like, let me do it. I mean, I have nothing to lose. I can combine the social media management with the content creation.
Sana ube hate it.
You understand? So that day I was like, let me do it. Then I did it. We put the video out there. you know, the feedback was crazy. Like, you know, that was the first time a big-headed guy was standing in front of the camera shouting. People weren't...
Shouting on top of his
Yes,
voice.
I was just shouting. People didn't know. People didn't understand content creation, digital media,
Yeah.
what we were trying to put out. So the backlash, it was crazy. The next day, we shot it. So consistently, we shot the hour of the day. So it became a daily content creation kind of thing. Then it became popular on Facebook.
Right.
Then everybody, let's go and watch Kojo Sheldon's hour of the day. At that point, that was when the whole content creation thing started for me. So after I worked with OMG for like 2 years, then I left to create my own platform. Now at some point I was doing skits because I didn't know what would work for the market.
So you're trying
So
everything.
yes, I experimented. I did skit. At some point people said I wasn't funny, which was true. So I experimented. Then I moved to the long form content. During the pandemic,
Yes.
I saw people are in the house. No, everybody get money, you go pay for Netflix.
True.
So let me create long form content on YouTube and see if it will work. Then we start shooting on YouTube with my phone. I started it myself before later on I brought fishing. So I was shooting and editing with my phone. I was putting out about 2 pieces of content each and every day on YouTube.
Each and every day?
Yes. And you see, the quality wasn't there, but people were consuming it.
Okay.
So you identify, said there was demand for the content.
Right.
So I kept putting it out, shooting. Then eventually got to a point that within a month, I was having about 100,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Hey.
With just a phone I was using to shoot content.
That's huge.
That was when I saw, we go to make money out of this thing.
Sharp.
So we started investing in equipment, human resource and whatever, and Charlie, we can't reach it.
Nafa.
Yeah.
On God. I love the sound of that. This same social media that some of us spend the whole day there, no, people are using to create a lot of wealth, and that exciting. And he says that he also started at a point where he was just using his phone. He made a point of his transition, and I'm sure it's an issue on the minds of many, where you could have conflict of interest when you start working, doing things on the side. So how do you do that? So now that we've had an inkling into the story of all of my panelists, we're going to zoom into the topic for today, actually, which is we're looking at profits, ramping up, partnerships, and essentially scaling up. So Tenny, you made the point of having partners, because it's usually one of the difficulties a lot of people have. How do I find the right partners who will invest their resources, their money, their assets, network into the business, who will believe in it and not control it and take it out of my hands? Yeah. So how did you go through that phase?
All right. So during my presentation, some of my classmates got to hear my topic, so they were interested in it. So when I decided to start Lozele, I started with 3 co-founders. And one thing that we did was we had a patron, someone who directed us. So during the registration, we had to sit down. Sometimes you have to make those, even though they are your friends, you need to sit down and make those tough calls, right? What are some of what are our duties,
right?
And what are each of us bringing to the table, right? So I have 3 other co-founders. We all decided that we are all going to, when we started, we all contributed 5,000. I didn't have the 5,000, so I had to work to save and then contribute the 5,000. So we all brought 5,000 cedis, and together we had 20,000 to start with 10 Kayayi girls. Uh-huh. And the registration process, we all have equal, we all have 25%. So we all bring equal amount. If you are not working, there are 2 other co-founders who are not doing full-time with Lozele. So they are doing other jobs. Like you said, one is outside the country, right? So what she's bringing, she has employed 2 people who will be doing her job for Lozele.
And she pays them?
Yes.
Sweet.
So sometimes it's a social enterprise. So sometimes you need to sit down and think through. I didn't have the money to start, but I had people who were interested in what I was going to do, and they were willing to support and be part of it.
So social capital matters.
Exactly.
Sweet.
Exactly. So I started with 3 co-founders. We all contributed, and we all do equal amounts, like when it comes to responsibility or doing the work. Yes.
And then in terms of resources too, then you share according to your contribution and all.
So Lozele, we are expected to, we are a social enterprise, right? Uh-huh. So when we started in our first year, we were all contributing an amount to it. But then in second year, like Lozele, every product that we sell, Lozele get 10% of that. So that 10%, we use some of them to pay our workers. Currently, I have 5 workers.
Sweet.
2 of them help me do operations here,
Right.
and the other 2 work in the north. I can't be in the north all
That's
the time,
true.
and I can't be in Accra all the time.
That's true.
So we pay our workers, purchase our raw materials, and the rest we use it
Operations,
to
administrative
reinvest
stuff.
into the business. So every year we support. The idea is that every year we'll bring on board at least 20 KIAs.
So you're expanding.
Exactly. So
Sweet.
it's a social enterprise. We reinvest the profit into the business.
Back into that.
Yes.
That's an interesting part we will get to, plowing back your profit into the business to ensure that it expands. But Kara, let me take your story. I mean, you found an opportunity, a niche, and you took advantage of that. Did you sponsor everything yourself in terms of finances, or you got some partners to join you?
Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, I was working full time.
Yes.
While I was working, I was saving money
Okay.
because
Because mine is the Osika doors. What do we need?
I was saving money. It wasn't that easy because, like I was saying, I was sort of sponsoring myself in terms of transportation every time I have to come to Accra to do my internship.
Okay.
So it took a chunk of my money.
Right.
But then I was saving a little bit every time. Like at the end of every month, I used to save money. So one part I didn't mention, while I was doing my full-time job, that's when, and I used to come to Accra, I strike a balance between sitting down and realizing, okay, this is the time to start this business. So when I was doing my full-time job, I started working on business plans and stuff. So, you know, in the mines, there's something called redundancy, like at a point,
Yeah.
especially Anglo Gold Ashanti collapsed at a point. So that's when we had to come back to Accra. So it was at that point that I decided, okay, you know what, let me use what I've saved to start the business. So let's just say it was self-funded,
self-funded.
but I got a little help, not just financially, but in terms of putting things together. I had a group of friends who were interested. Okay, my strength is, like, let's say maybe writing a business plan, so I'll help you with that.
Okay.
Someone who said, oh, I think you should register your company. So like someone to help me with that.
We'll get there.
Yes.
We'll get there.
Exactly. So yeah, self-founded, founded, let's just say.
Okay, sounds exciting. Coach Sheldon, in terms of setting out, I mean, so you have the knowledge and you have the insight that, oh, there's a market for this and it will work. And you were using your phone also. At the time you wanted to expand, then did you have the capital to invest in assets? Because, look, gears are expensive.
Very, very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with me, when I left OMG Voice, I had nothing. It was my Samsung phone that I had. So
And your loud voice and a big head.
the voice, yeah. So I left OMG and decided to create content for my own platform. Now I had nothing. So when the YouTube thing came in, we started creating long form content. So I would shoot the video with my phone and put it on YouTube and just put it out there like that. And with YouTube, you are supposed to get a specific number of views, watch hours before they can enroll you.
4,000 watch hours.
Onto their
1,000 subscribers.
Exactly, their partnership program. Now, for me, I know say this story be watched, but nobody believed in that kind of digital media and content creation thing.
At
Even
the
my
time.
old girl. Yeah, she didn't understand the point of you coming out of school and just pointing a camera at you and be shouting on social media. They almost felt like, oh, Aquano Jimmy or social media. Nobody understood what I wanted to create.
Right.
So I had to do everything myself. So with the YouTube thing, when we started creating and started getting views, you put a video out there, you get 50,000 views, 100,000 views, 70,000 views. They enrolled us into the partnership program. Then the money started coming in. So if I be somebody where I go love chill, I just go at that and go, go chill for there. But then that wasn't what I wanted to create. At that point, I knew we could scale this thing to a point where we would make a lot of money. So I called one of our guys that I left OMG with, Fish. That's my partner now.
Yes.
He had the equipment, the camera. He had a camera, a tripod.
Laptop.
Yes, a laptop.
Microphone.
Exactly.
And he could edit.
So I told him, I don't have anything, but we can create something out of this. So he used to work with one of the big companies in the country. I don't want to mention name. So I was like, you know what? You go fit quit what you are doing over there. Come and join me.
You did a joke.
Yeah, I tell him. So when he came, I tell him, I say, yeah, this is what we are going to do. So stop working with this company. Come and let's do this. Then I put the metrics,
Yeah.
like what we could be earning.
The analytics. No?
Exactly. He saw the money and was like, okay, cool. The next day, he was in my house with the equipment.
Sure.
That was it.
So it be the money we convince her.
The money and the fact that we wanted to create content, but the money was a factor.
Of course.
I mean, he saw what we could make.
Yes.
I mean, I was making that amount of money with a phone,
How much were you making though?
$1,000, $2,000.
Hey,
Yeah.
with this Ghana city right now.
If you melt it, it was.
Charlotte, where did he?
So when I showed it to you, I was okay, this is where the money is.
Oh God.
So he brought in the camera. Then we
Yes.
started. I mean, we stopped using the phone because at that point we had a lot of people watching us, and we couldn't just give them a subpar content. So we started shooting with the equipment, the camera, the lights. Then that was when everything started. So whatever money that we get every month, we will say, okay, this month we are investing. And the equipment, they are so expensive. You have to buy. We use Alienware. Now one is like 20,000 a laptop. So you are supposed to, in a month, if you get that amount of money, let's say $2,000, $3,000, everything will go back
Goes
into
back.
lights, laptop, whatnot.
Yeah.
Then you go back to eating gari and beans.
Charlie.
You understand?
So you go
but-
and shout again.
Exactly. But then we wanted to put, you see,
Quality into the
yes, people started, oh, when you shout in your video, it's nice. You have a quality video, your video
Yeah.
quality. So that one was one of the reasons why we were investing so much in everything. Like,
Right.
we just wanted to put that kind of content out there that people would sit down, watch it on their TVs and their phones, and they will be happy.
Enjoy it.
So that was that was how the whole thing started. But me, nobody invested. I remember we had a meeting with this big man that he said he wanted to put, so we should bring a proposal so that we go sit for Vida Cafe and things. This man just left. He said, okay, call me. Now if you call him, and this man,
You know the pay.
Charlie.
If a politician.
No. It's one man then. So we stop. And you see, my mommy no get any money where you can't invest in that.
How if you go base himself?
You understand? So everything, like Charlie, we get this, we put it back, we go get some brand deal, we go put down. Everything was like claw back,
Right.
that kind of thing. Yeah.
Right. So for how long did you have to do that before you could say that, okay, we are self-sustaining and we are doing cool?
So we did that for about 6 months. Then we had the equipment, at least the one that we can put out like 1080 kind of content.
Yeah.
So within 6 months, we invested in equipment. We bought laptops, we bought lights, we bought cameras. We used to have one camera. We bought about 4 in addition.
4 cameras?
Yes. So we started investing in the equipment. Then
Right.
it got to a point that we were supposed to bring in people.
Yeah.
Because fish can't do everything alone.
Correct.
So we brought in people to use the machine.
I'm told you pay fish about 10,000 cedis.
No, fish is okay. He's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's my partner. So.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. So I'm going to ask my panel about registering your business, because when you start, your side hustle and it's taking a lot from you, you are loving it, it's growing. Okay, now you're doing some galamsey like I'm doing, because obviously by the time I'm leaving here, MTN and Haspora, they will make me fine for some weeks. You understand? So is there a thing you have to register a business? Some people think, no, just do your work on the side and do the galamsey on the side. Because they feel that if you register your business, you would be paying taxes and all those kinds of things. You need to have books and stuff like that. And it's stressful. So you just do wala tu wala sa patogum shiogum and things. So now, is it advisable to register your business? Teni Agana.
Yes, it is. So for a social enterprise, let me say that for a social enterprise, it's very necessary for you to register your business, or for a non-profit, it's very important. So over the years, we've been operating for 4 years now, and over the years, we've partnered with different people. We've even partnered with UNFPA.
Wow.
We've partnered with Rotary Club. We've partnered with Ashesi, Avia. And these people, they want to make sure that
They are
want
dealing
to
with a
trust
proper
you.
person.
Exactly. They want to trust you. And in order to trust you, if you come, where is your registration document and all that? And usually they have to do that diligent. They have to check, because they also have a board of directors that they report to. So it's very important for you to register. Then people know that, okay, you are paying tax, you are doing this, so they trust you better. If you are doing it, if we wouldn't have gotten the funds, the 50 people, with that small money that we had, we wouldn't have been able to purchase machines and all that. But because we work with, we were registered, and the register, it's not like you register. That's what I thought. I thought, okay, so if I register, that's all. I'm in the system, so it's easy. But then when you register every year, you have to go back
And renew.
Exactly, every year. So I think we got some fund. We were supposed to get $5,000. And when we registered first year, we thought, okay, that's all. But then the second year, we didn't register. So we were supposed to get funding from Rotary Club, one of their club. And they decided that, okay, they told us, have we registered? Say, yes, we are registered. We registered in 2018. They actually went and checked and realized that we didn't renew it.
Wow.
So we didn't get that
So you
funding.
didn't get the funding?
We didn't.
That's eye-opening.
Yes, we didn't.
So like proper institutions always want to do due diligence.
I mean, for one, they trust you.
Yes.
Because every year you go back and you pay taxes, you do, so they trust you. And people, because they have done that, people will also trust them and give them their money, right? So for a social enterprise, because we partner with a lot of people, the money that we get won't be enough to support our girls.
Yeah.
So we usually partner with people, whether it's skill training, whether it's machines that they want to purchase for us and all that.
And do you get discounts if you are registered as like waivers? If you're registered as a social enterprise, you know?
Yes.
So if you're not registered and you want to do a social enterprise, you won't get the waivers
Yes.
you could get.
So for us, for one, we are non-profit, so we don't pay tax.
Okay. Okay.
But it's good. We don't pay tax, but it's good for us to go back, renew everything, so that when even international markets, when we get there, I'm doing my master's in Edinburgh, and international development, and we got some funding from the university, and they wanted all those documents ready before they gave us the money. So if you are not registered, there are a lot of opportunities out there that people won't trust that your organization to actually undertake that. So it's always good for you to register and renew it.
Should be renewed. If this were Kojo Sheldon show, you would have said bars, bars, bars. No, are you getting some bars from the conversation and some keys as well? So if you put the key and the bar together, you have a beautiful soap over there. Bars. Okay, so Kara, in terms of registering business, that's the point of the social entrepreneur. For you as a startup sole proprietor,
Yes.
Why is it important to register your business?
I think it makes people see, like, it makes people take you seriously.
Right.
Because first of all, like, because I had knowledge, like I was working full time, like I said, so I had knowledge, and I'm a kind of person who likes to read a lot.
Right.
So growing up, like let's say the women in my family, everybody went. Like everybody's an entrepreneur, sort of, like they do their own business, most of the women in my family.
Right.
So I grew up learning that skill. Like everyone was doing their own thing. So then I asked questions in my family, oh, what did you do to start this kind of business? Then they'll tell you, oh, I registered my company. Okay. So I looked up to people, and then because of that, it gave me that confidence to register my business.
Also go ahead and register.
Yes. Okay. And when I started the business, obviously, you have challenges. Even before starting the business or registering it, I mean, when I realized what I wanted to do, that was doing cocktails in the industry. I started buying glasses, and you start buying things small.
The mixers, the one
Exactly.
shaking like this.
Yes, you buy all those things small. And people didn't take me serious because people saw it like, like you're a girl. What are you doing cocktails for? Like, like, it doesn't make sense. But then, like, after registering it and, how do you call it? Sorry, like, after registering the business, a lot of people started getting interested in the kind of thing I do. So if a few people approached me and they were like, oh, have you registered your business? Because I don't mind partnering with you. Okay. At that moment, I didn't just rush into it, or I'm still not into partnership with anyone. But then,
you had everything ready.
Exactly.
So should anyone want to partner and they needed documents as evidence, then you're good to go.
Exactly.
How, in terms of registering, I know the government has, had engaged in a lot of narrative to say it's made registering businesses for young entrepreneurs much easier.
Yes.
From your experience, is that so?
It is. It has made business easier because, like I said, first of all, people need to take you serious in the kind of business you are doing. Like whatever idea, whatever concepts you have, even if you are not too sure of what you are doing,
Yeah.
I feel registering the business is
Add
the
some
first step.
credibility to
Exactly.
it. Matthias here. But I just want you to give me an idea for those who are having doubts in terms of the bureaucracy in acquiring or getting your business registered now. How easy was it for you to register your business, process-wise?
Process-wise, it was very easy. It took a couple of days. I mean, you know, Ghana system, you go through a lot of...
Oh, and then YouTube, because it takes months for you to
Yes.
the application process to go through.
Yes.
And find Shagan.
But then, it's a very
I
straightforward
get that.
process.
I get
Yeah,
that. So you don't have to go through any guru boys.
Oh,
No, you don't have to tip nobody.
oh, that one, dear, you have to.
No,
but
check.
then-
Okay, I get it. But what was your experience, Tenny?
So the first year that was in 2018.
Yeah.
It took like 3 months for
Okay.
us. We did it ourselves, so it took us a longer time. But then the second year we didn't register. The third year we actually got a firm. It's called Family Advisory. They decided, oh, you are doing an amazing job. And what we want to do is we want to get your documents up to date. So for
Wow.
our social responsibility, we'll be doing...
That's what they did for you.
Yeah, so they'll be
Amazing.
registering it for us for free.
Please, have you written the name of the business you talked about? Because they can do some for you.
Yeah, so they actually does. We don't have to. We just have to submit our documents to them, our finances to them, and then they will take over from there, payment-wise, everything.
I'll
But then
come
the
and see
first
you
year,
for their details.
the first year, it actually took us 3 months for it to be done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kojo, for those in the digital space, do you have to register your business? Because I don't know how that works there.
Well, so it depends on what you want to do. There are people that create content for like just YouTube. They create it
Yeah.
for themselves. So
Yeah.
they are like individual creators. With that, I don't know. I mean, you can just go ahead and create your content. But you will get to a point with me. I didn't want to be just Kojo Sheldon creating content. So at some point, we brought in people to come and work with us. We brought in creators. We brought in editors, videographers.
Because I like the smoke that before your big head will come down, some smoke.
Yeah,
Have
yeah.
you been seeing the smoke? Yeah,
Exactly.
The editor's job, man.
So you have to bring in all these people, and they sign contracts.
Okay.
Now, with what we do, if you want to, as I said, if you want to do it on YouTube, that is fine.
Yeah.
But with us, it got to a point that we had deals with brands,
Right.
big brands in this country. And if you are issuing invoices and whatnot, you are supposed to indicate the withholding taxes and whatnot. And if you don't indicate those things on the invoice, they are not like they don't will take you seriously.
Okay.
So it got. I mean, when I started, it was like, well, let me do this thing and just get my money and bounce.
Yeah.
But it got to a point. Myself and Fish, we had to sit down and register it as a company,
Right.
so that we can have access to a lot of things.
And do better deals
Yes,
with
and it will
businesses.
establish your legitimacy, because there are you can't work with a company like MTN, and when they ask you to issue an invoice, now you they go do that. Nah, bro, you need
get
to
that.
be in that kind of conversation. They have to see you in a certain kind of way, like this guy is serious. So it will get to a point, if you want to scale it and do this thing, use this or choose this as a career path, you are supposed to go through all these processes. Now, I remember we have reached a certain level where we hear more money to expand to other countries. So I invited my uncle. My uncle is the CEO of Agro Center, and he had to come and teach us how to raise funds in the Silicon Valley. The first thing that he said was the registration, because if your company is not registered, no investor is going to take you seriously. You understand? So he walked us through the process. Then if we hadn't registered, like this be like some beans for us then. So it is important, but if you want to do this thing for fun, that is on you. That one you can.
You just want to have income. You just want to generate income from the YouTube partnership.
Yes.
Then that one
Yeah.
fine.
But-
But if you want to deal with proper serious brands,
Yes, because you can't just, YouTube can't be the only source of revenue for you if you have like 10 employees.
Yeah.
You understand? The money will finish. So you need sources of income from these brands, and they will put you on deals that you are supposed to present legitimate document. If you don't have it, there's going to be a problem. And if you don't have it, you are going to miss out. So it is important that you register your business. And there are tax waivers out there that you are going to get. I think for a startup, I think there is an age range for it. You are exempt.
5 years.
Yeah, you are exempted from paying taxes and what. Yeah. You can explore all these things. So you have to register. But once again, if you want to do this thing for fans or for fun, go out there and do your own thing. Yeah.
I see a lot of you are taking notes and you would have questions along the way. So I'll do well to invite your questions as and when you have them. So please indicate and I will do that. For those of you who are watching us online, to do well to share the link so that more people will get to benefit from the knowledge, wealth of knowledge that we are consuming here. For my wonderful panelists, this is the MTN Just Be series in partnership with Ahashpa Professionals Network. My name is Caleb Kuda. We're coming to you from Cleaver House at Rich. I used to think it's at Abraka, but this place is more posh, so this is Rich. And this is Kara Esinam Alote, Kwadwo Sheldon in the middle, and Tenny Agana at my extreme left. So what is the best time to scale up? Would you just feel it? Would you know? Because we've seen some people scale up and they have not excelled. You scale up and it crashes. And what does scale up mean? Does it mean for Kwadwo Sheldon going to other parts of the continent? Or it means putting everything back into the business and expanding it? Does it mean trying out new businesses? In the case of Tenny Agana, for example, do you want to then move from basketry to maybe carpentry or masonry or something? Or must it always align with what you're doing already? So that's my question, the next batch of questions I'm going to ask. Okay. And I'll start from you, Kwadwo Sheldon. Scaling up. At what point do you know that you've got to scale up? And what's the best approach to it? Okay, so the scaling up, as I said, it got to a point that we had a lot of views, a lot of people consuming our content. And at this point, it was not going to work with me, myself, and Just Fish. We needed more hands on board. We needed to expand the content lines. We needed to introduce new content lines like the breakdown, the show of the days, all the other shows, the Face Off, and the other shows that we have on the platform. So if you want to introduce all these pieces of content on the platform, you need to bring in people. So scaling up for us was just expanding the content line, because we knew eventually when we expand and we have like an ecosystem where people can come in and have sports content, food content, entertainment, trending music, everything, it will translate into the revenue going up or skyrocketing. Yeah. But the main point was not to be monotonous, because we only had one product line, which was the hour of the day. As a creator, it will get to a point you'll be boring and monotonous. And you run out of ideas. So at that point, we needed to expand. And we had to bring in people, video editors, video editors, people that, the people that create the thumbnails and designers. Graphic designers, yes. So that was when, after we hit the 100,000 subscribers, we knew this was going to be big for us. So we had to invest in equipment, invest in human resource, invest in everything that is going to contribute to us just being out there. Because I told myself that when you open your newsfeed and you don't find a Kwadwo Sheldon content, I have failed as a creator. And that doesn't come with just sitting there and doing one thing. You are supposed to give people variety. You are supposed to give people options. And guy, you have content every single day, man. Exactly. And that's crazy. That is another thing. We shoot about 6 pieces of content each and every day. Why? Because there is demand for the product, the content. We know if we put 6 videos out there in a day, we are averaging 30,000 views for all the videos. That is demand for each video is 30,000. And that's translating to hard currency. You understand? And that is like demand for the content. Once you identify there is demand for the content, there are days that you don't produce content and people go like people have withdrawal syndrome. They inbox you. What is happening? Are you sick? You understand? So we know people want to consume content, but we can't do it alone. Yeah. We need to bring more people on board. Yeah. If
if they demand, say, we for pay them, then go hungry,
Yeah.
we are going to do that.
Because I've seen you do vox pops on your
Yeah,
channel.
I have people on the street, I have people on the campuses, I have people doing the show of the day content. This is, at this point, it is beyond Kojo Sheldon.
Yeah.
This is like a house of content.
I get that.
And if you don't scale it, you can't get to that level. So it will get to a point where we are going to explore other boundaries like Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa.
Sweet.
It requires you to scale up. And the scaling up with us is to invest in equipment, invest in individuals. Let them come on board. Let them create content within your space and just push it out there.
I love
so
the
that is
sound
how
of that.
Yeah, it
I love the
works for
sound
us.
of that. Tenny, what's your scaling up story?
So for us, it's putting everything together and investing it back into the business. Scaling up for us is bringing more Kaya girls on board and creating different products. So for us, when we are, every year, let's say averagely, we make, I mean, the least that we've made every year will be around, let's say, 50,000 cedis. And with that amount, it's not enough to, let's say, our
And
goal
this is from the percentage that is sent to you.
Yes.
So that's 10%, oh.
Yes.
That's 500.
Yes.
My goodness.
Oh, I mean, we have a lot of shops that you can actually walk in
Yeah.
and purchase our products.
Oh, nice.
We create different products from the fabric. So we have kimonos, dresses that you can actually walk in. Usually, when we started, the feedback
Wait,
that
where
we
are your
got.
shops?
So-
Are they all in the north?
No, the north. We
That's the
actually we
production
don't actually have any shop
shops
in
there.
the north. We have a center that the girls, when we started, they used to work under trees, but right now we've built a center that they work in it. And people actually, during summer, people go there to learn how to weave a bag, make shea butter and all that. But then our shops are down south because the north, everyone can make those
Yeah,
products.
so
So
it's
why
not
should I
new.
buy it?
I get
Yes.
that.
So our shops are in down south, Kumasi, Accra, Cape Coast, all that. But then the money that we get is not enough to bring girls because you have to, we first take them through a behavioral change model just to change their mindsets and all that. Sometimes when I call mom and say, oh, let's go home, you can actually make this then you were kind, so why are you telling me to go back home, right? Because they know, we all know the situation in the north, so why are you trying to convince me? So we actually take them through a behavioral change model before we take them back home, and then we start the skill training with them. So the money is not enough. So usually what we do is every year we have a budget. Sometimes that we have a budget after a budget, and still the money is not enough. So we write to organization. If you write, let's say, 20, like sometimes one person will respond.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, that is tough.
That's okay. For me, like, it's better. So for us, scaling up is bringing more KIAs on board and using the profit that we've made over the years to invest in more girls. Because, I mean, it's a social enterprise to impact more girls to stay on. I mean, for us, in 2030, we don't want to see any KIA back here. We want to ensure that if you are coming to Accra, you have a better job, something better to do. So right now, we are looking at the north. At first, when I started, I said, okay, let's focus in the north, take them back. But right now, I'm thinking there are some girls that don't want to go back to the north because of rape, because of early marriage and all that. So can we also focus here? So that's something that we are also trying to work here. Can we?
I have to make money so I can, come and, do something with you because what you're doing is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
See, when I was at Radio University of Ghana, we started something called May Bonanza. It's just an idea I had. I discussed with our station manager where student entrepreneurs on the campus could get free publicity on the show in the month. And it worked for many of them. Today, some of the brands like Giddens and Good Numbers were all like beneficiaries of that program. Now, I'm bringing in this because many of us young entrepreneurs, when we start, in our minds, we need publicity, right? And I asked Kojo Sheldon why someone like Tenny Agana, example, doesn't trend, but the other people trend. You understand? You understand me? And also, is it a mistake for many people, like the moment they start, no, they want publicity. Like, you've not even started anything. You don't have any history. You want your friends to hype you. I don't know if, Kojo, you get that, but that's something I see often. So I'll start with you, Kara. The need for publicity, advertising, because they say when you do business and you don't advertise, you are doing business in the dark.
Yes.
But you also can't put your business that you just started 6 months ago on CTTV, the budget alone, you can't pay.
No.
Right? So, what's your strategy for publicity in that sense?
As a startup, like
Yeah.
when you are starting.
Yeah.
Okay. To me, I feel like when you are starting something or in business, you have to start small, because right now everyone is taking advantage of the use of social media.
Correct.
Because you don't have to pay anything. I
Correct.
mean, now you have to do sponsored ads and stuff that will take money from you, but you have to just take advantage of the little tools you can get when it comes to publicity. So if it's Facebook, if it's Instagram, like whichever platform that you find yourself, you have to take advantage of that. However, let me use my story.
Yes.
So when we started Mobile Buy, and Mobile Buy is 6 years this year. When we started, it was very small, like I didn't even think of it's this big. Like I said, it was just a passion project for me. So I didn't think of numbers, or I didn't think of how far it will reach, because to me, I thought it's just something that I'll try and see if it works out or not. So we started on Instagram, and on Instagram, the first event we ever posted, because it was something that people rarely saw, like because the field or the industry that I'm in, cocktails is like we are still not there. Like I won't say we are how do you call it? We are a part of the industry that is very solid. So when we started posting bars and the kind of unique stuff we used to do, it got people's attention, and automatically, like, everyone started like hyping what we used to do. So I feel like as much as social, how do you call it? You need the publicity and everything. You should be sure of the product.
It should be
itself.
good.
Yes, it should be good. Whatever content you are putting out there should be something that someone will look at and say, oh, wow, this is actually different from what I see every day.
Okay.
And that's what will increase whatever
I love
publicity
that.
and yeah.
I love that. Coach Sheldon, so my question is, Teni Agana is telling us what she's doing now, and today I've learned more details. But I got to know about her because I met a girl on the streets of Sogakopa selling abolo, and Ashesi asked that we bring her there to come check their campus out. And in order to convince her that, the fact that she's selling abolo doesn't mean she can't be at Ashesi, they played a documentary of Teni Agana to let her know that, you don't need to be super rich to be here. Once you're intelligent, you merit it, you can be here. And today I'm learning more of what she does, and we're all impressed that we know. But people like her don't trend. Stories like this, we hardly hear it. What's happening? Why?
Well, so first of all, content consumers in this country gravitate towards negative news.
Yes.
That is what sells. Whether you like it or not, you are into media, you know what I'm talking
I get
about. You can go out there and profile Teni.
Yeah.
Create dope content.
Charlie,
30
6
minutes.
months later, 2 views.
You understand? Let Shatawale insult somebody right now and put it out there. So the problem is us, everyone, content producers, content consumers. So if listen, it's numbers game.
Yeah.
The numbers turn into revenue for me.
True.
So I have to put out what people will consume to get what I want.
Which is Stonebwoy or Shatawale
Exactly.
insulting the other or something
So
like that.
that answers your question. But at the end of the day, I have a show like Convo with the Head. I bring in people, we have a conversation. Once again, the demand for that kind of content,
It's
as
so-
compared to the ones that, bars, you understand?
Yeah.
You understand?
It's intriguing because
Yes.
I just checked the live view for this conversation we are having. Obviously, we all agree it's wholesome,
Yeah.
is life-changing, is whatever. But go and check the views.
You understand? Now, let's say, Kweji Sheldon is mad or something, then go live and see something. So it is us. It's content producers and content consumers. But at the end of the day,
Yes.
that shouldn't stifle you from, getting the kind of, as you said, there are people, recently someone, when the Queen died, someone created a video, said, why are people posting the Queen, but when they are...
When they share their friends'
understand?
business, something.
First of all, nobody owes you anything. You have to
Sure.
understand. Yes, yeah, it is my platform. You are my friend. I can decide to help you or not. But at the end of the day, that kind of entitlement, you people need to cut it out. See, I shoot content and I find ways and means to distribute it to the people, to my audience. That is it. I don't have to depend on my friend or my mother or my father to
share
do it
it
for
for
me.
you.
You need to find ways and means. There are a lot of materials out there that you can study and use it to enhance your work. You understand?
Yeah.
You don't have to wait
The
for
reach
people.
of your work.
Because see, nobody cares. First of all, nobody, your best friends, they don't care. So it is you against the world. If you are fortunate enough to have some sensible friends and they will share your flyers for you on their WhatsApp status and things, that is fine. But you have to put it at the back of your mind that it is you. This is your product. You have to make it work. And if someone is not going to help you share a flyer, I know they mean say the business no go thrive.
Yeah.
Once you have, that is, and when you create this kind of mindset, they go, oh, you are arrogant. Nah, I don't need you to thrive. I can do it. And so I force my way and get things done. And so that is what has worked for me, though. But then also I have sensible friends around me that share my comment. I don't know about, my friends, they are sensible. If I shoot a video and I fire it into the group, they will share it.
Charlie.
But there are people, they will not even open it. They will shout, hey, this video is nice. Okay, which part is nice? They will post it.
Yeah.
There are people like that.
Yeah.
But word of mouth, and there are people that will share. I know people that even branded content, that is not from me, it's for a brand. They share it for me, you understand? These are people that want to see you, do well, grow, thrive in the space and bro, you have to put it at the back of your mind that nobody owes you anything.
That's true.
They can choose or not. I mean, they can choose to help you or not. At the end of the day, the show must go on.
Guys, a round of applause for my panel. Like, the bars are heavy. I'm loving it. I will go into taxation here. The question is your taxation experience in Ghana. Tell you this one, you are not part because you don't pay taxes, right? So what is your taxation in Ghana? And how is information sensitized to encourage, how is information shared to encourage, taxation in the country? Would you say that the GRA is taxation friendly? Because like we said, this government in particular made us understand that businesses of young people within a certain age will be exempt from, taxation, will be given some stimulus packages, especially when the COVID came and all of that. So if you're starting your business, how is the GRA side of things like for you? Which of you has experience you can share with us in that regard? Clara?
Okay, well, first of all, I pay taxes. It's not a straightforward, if I say it's not straightforward, not from the point of the government. I mean, as a business, you should be ready to go through all these phases when it comes to like how far you want your business to go. So initially when we started, I didn't even have any clue about what tax was or what I needed it for or how it will help, or how it will benefit my business. But then there was, I think one time we were applying for something and one of the requirements or one of the questions asked were, do you pay your taxes? And that's when it hits us like, hey, there's something like tax exactly. Like there's something like tax or in those other things.
No, it's tax. That's how we say tax.
Yeah. And like Kojo said, when you register your company, obviously you deal with bigger brands. So when like this withholding tax and stuff, it's a big deal out there. But then it's something, if like you need to be informed about it, you need to like take that step to actually do, because sometimes you actually do the work. Maybe you give an invoice to a client and then before you realize they are taking some ridiculous tax off the thing. Meanwhile, you didn't charge. Yes.
So does that influence your costing? So you increase it so that it will take down the tax?
Oh yes, but then if you don't know, you see, because there are some people don't come as a company. Like in the line of work I do, some people will make an inquiry. They will not tell you, oh, I'm from MC and I'm from this.
Yeah.
I'm just making an inquiry.
Yeah.
So you just do the invoice and then you realize, oh, Charlie, they'll come back later and tell you they've taken some tax of it. And then, oh, you can come. And the annoying thing is they'll tell you can come and then take your
finance people.
for your tax certificate. But eventually, sometimes they just take that money, because I've worked with companies which like I actually had to follow up and find out, oh, you said you give me tax clearance, so it's just standard procedure. But then eventually they took that money off, but then I didn't get anything. And they said, oh, go to tax office, go and follow up, but then Nothing.
Because the first time I came into contact with this withholding tax thing, I had done some documentary for some company, you know, and the money keep, because government was part of it, and I didn't keep too much weight. As the money come, I see some withholding tax money, that thing paid me. I say, well, I didn't know this was part of this, right? So for you, I mean, when it comes to the tax regime, I mean, we all want to see good roads anyway, don't we? Want to go to the hospital and it's life-giving. Want to take our wards, our children to school, and school is good. So we definitely must pay tax. But the tax-paying aspect is not, and yet there's but at the end of the day, what's the experience for you?
Yeah, so first of all, you know, if you evade tax, GRA4, and even 100 years, they will come. They will come. So you go do you like, oh, right now they you know, they will come. And when they come, the amount of money they will put on the table, your mind will burst.
Yeah.
So forget about evading tax. Unless you, once, right now, with the digitalization and all those things in the system, you can't evade tax. So you have to soldier on and pay it. Now with me, it's Fish has been filing our taxes. Sometimes you just say, by the time you file for it, then I'll pump because every 3 months they'll call you.
Hey.
Because you see, you are in their system. They know when you issue the withholding and whatnot, it reflects in their system.
Right.
They know the deals that is going through. You have worked with brand A, brand.
Charlie.
Bro, 3 months now, then go call you. What's up? What is happening? Then you have
What is happening?
You have to do it. With the withholding, they mean, Charlie, I go overcharge you, then you, the brand, go pay you. Because sometimes, if you don't charge it at that kind of, if you don't charge it that way, they will deduct that money from the amount of money you are supposed to charge, and the money will come and say, this is like a paltry sum of money, which is sad. You look at the production effort.
The work that goes
you understand,
into
and the
Charlie,
money you are getting back.
If you are rendering video crying.
Charlie, but you see, once again, we are supposed to pay taxes. We can't evade it. And as to whether they are going to use it to do whatever they are supposed, that is their business. We as citizens, maybe we
have
can.
to do our part.
Yes.
That one.
Yes, but then you can't. I mean, I wouldn't advise. And as I said, they will come for you with padlocks.
Yeah.
I've seen them lock people's like their offices and containers. They are ruthless.
Charlie.
Bro, 100 years they will come for you.
I felt that in my heart.
Oh yeah. They will destroy your life for you because you have to pay it.
Yeah.
But then you are so once you have registered your business and your oh, the English is not coming.
You see, it introduces a new dynamic where you talk about the fact that then it goes into your costing, okay? But for many who are here who probably are into content creation or doing little businesses, if you're costing you're just starting, you need to increase your client base. And most of them will go for brands that are already established. So some of the advantage you will offer them is that, like I'm affordable, but I'm also quality. So now if I'm also going to charge them, you can have the luxury of charging good brands because then there's already that mileage and they know what they're getting. But if someone is just starting and is thinking of adding all of that to their costing, they might be out of business. So if someone is in that complex quandary, how do you navigate those murky waters?
There are packages with regards to publicity, right?
Yeah.
For smaller brands.
Yeah.
I mean, with my platform, there are packages for smaller brands that want to promote their businesses. If you want to do the LPMs, the banner display, and all those things, there are packages, you understand? If you're a big company, we know how to charge you. If you're a small company, we know how to charge because we've been there before.
Right.
We know how it be hard for people to raise funds. You understand? So you can't be charging the bigger company, let's say 50K, and you just run that through for everyone. You understand? It's going to affect a lot of these smaller brands. So we just find a middle. Sometimes you believe in the product they are putting out there.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even charge. I go like, you send me the flyer, I'll post it for you. Or give me percentage of this and this. There are ways and means to you know, for my platform.
I get that.
But I know city like this, they no go see inside for you like that.
Oh, not be true.
City go see inside.
So, see, have you not heard us promote businesses on Fridays on a City Breakfast show before? You've heard that. Haspera is, I got to know about Haspera because of these partnerships.
Show working.
I know. That's, talk to them. Just talk to them and they'll confirm that. It's, you know, we are the business people's friend. It's, if you have business, you know where to go. But Tanya Ghana, we are talking about taxes. We're talking about pricing, costing, stuff like that. Tell us your experience in that
So
regard.
for us, because we are social enterprise, we don't pay. But then that has helped us, and like Sheldon said, there are when you are a small business, like 1 to 5 years, you don't pay tax, and that's a good opportunity for you because we don't pay tax. It makes our prices lower,
Right.
and so everyone can afford to purchase our product. So that gives us. I mean, if you are an already a business that pays tax, it's going to affect your pricing. The prices is going to. So we have leverage on that. So I think for someone who's starting, you can also leverage on the fact that small business or businesses that are just starting, you don't pay tax. You can leverage on that. And one thing that I will also add on is there are a lot of organizations out there. Doing it itself is work. It's a lot of work, and you need to be very careful of that. So if you are someone who's starting your own business, there are a lot of organizations out there that wants to support young entrepreneurs. So when you apply for us, we applied for it and we got it. So for now, every month there's an organization that takes care of our
all those.
Exactly. So if you can apply for those organizations, it will help you take that burden off you.
Fantastic. Yes, Kojo.
I did think, and I mean changing my company, no call NGO.
No.
Now we chat taxes.
Cut.
And your deals now we are so now or mobile.
Say NGO, yeah, the one.
That's a good one.
I mean, there are organizations, right? For us, we are a non-profit. So the profit that we make at the end of the year is invested back into the business. There are organizations that say, okay, so I'm selling clothes, right? But then the clothes every year, my corporate social responsibility, I will use that to support maybe buy uniform for students.
Yeah.
That one too, there is when I went to their website and read, there are different things that you can benefit from. So you need to just do a lot of research around there. There are a lot of things that you can benefit as a business.
Fantastic.
And even when your business is outside Accra, there are some benefits that you get. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm quite shocked.
Yes.
I want to push more people.
Yeah.
No, Sheldon, consider Keta, because that place to the pub. Okay, so we have some comments coming in, and I'd like to read them, and I'll take some of your questions as well for the panel. This is the MTN Ghana's Pulse Just Be series coming to you in partnership with Haspera Professional Network. Today, in this edition, we are focusing on profit investments, ramping up profit, and looking for business financing. So far, a very enriching conversation, if you ask me. Let me read some of the comments we have had so far on the stream, and do share it for more people to get to see. Nana Amwa Owusu Bafwa says, Kojo Sheldon is behaving like some shy kid. Let him get behind his cameras. Oh, I don't think he's been shy today. He's just not shouting. Yeah, but the bars are dropping. The head is big for a reason. A lot of love for Kojo Sheldon. I read Tenny's story some time ago and how she has been an inspiration to young porters from her humble beginning to her encounter with her helper. God bless her work. This is Andre. Very inspiring. Letitia Obri, you say, okay. Kojo Sheldon is a smart guy. Ikuya Sweet says, I'm learning a lot. And wow, learned a lot today. You are all amazing, especially the host. Thank you, Nkunim Apia. Just a more gigs, baby, what I say. Now, withholding tax, the yen tia. Guys, let me come to you. If you have any questions for my panel, please give me your questions. Yes, my friend whose name is Zeman. Microphone is in for you. Good. So there's a microphone for you. And you are into social enterprise, right? You're a student at the University of Ghana. You're a MasterCard scholar. You have a question. Let's hear you.
So my question is directed to Tenny.
Yes.
First of all, I've been very inspired by your story and then all that you are doing. I want to ask, when you are seeking for partnerships and sponsorships for the NGO, aside the registration certificates that they ask for, are there other documents that they require? And also, companies come and then they want you to pitch ideas, they say how ideas to solve maybe poverty or gender equality and all that. I want to ask, is it safe to share your idea with them since you already, I already have my NGO that I'm running, and they come and then maybe my focus is on the girl child.
So like they could steal your idea.
Yes. So is it safe to, should I say, apply for such opportunities and pitch your ideas to them?
I just say your idea and it has never happened before, me boy.
It has happened, but there's something unique about it.
Okay, please tell us your name. I forgot.
Obalda.
Obalda. Could you shout this one thing? Boss. Obalda, let's take a few more questions then we come to the panel. Please. Yes. Please tell us your name and you go on.
Okay, my name is Sylvester Opokujemfi, and my question goes to Sheldon. So, bro, don't you think it would be good to share the flyers of the people who consume your content?
Oh.
Because
Okay, go on.
I am one person who watch your videos a lot.
But he has not shared your flyer.
And not that. And I feel like it will be some sort of social responsibility to say one day ask of it and share it for the people to also get some publicity. So based on what you said, that's why I'm asking this question.
Okay, that's a good one. Thank you so much. Yes, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Samuel.
Samuel.
So I wanted to ask, with most startups, you have family and friends, at the initial stages, wanting you to do stuff for them
For free.
pro bono, So how do you go about it? Especially, you are in the event, space, and I'm saying this on the background of probably someone who is in the catering industry, hospitality.
Why they are saying cook for them for free? And
Oh,
I'm
Charlie,
on the backyard.
something where they cost like 1,500. They talk, you say they won't pay 800, 700 just because your family, your friends.
Meanwhile, they want quality this thing.
You see that?
I thought they would say everyone who met you.
Charlie. So, how do you go about it?
Okay, that's a good one. That will come to you directly. So we have 3 questions. I'll let my panel answer that, then I'll come back to you if you have more. If you're watching us virtually also, please drop your question. I'll do well to ask the panel for you. So, Tenny, the first question came for you. I'm sure you remember. Partnerships, details, unique ideas, and the threats.
Yeah. So apart from your registration, your proposal has to be ready. And most of the time, you have to go and present to them. You have to have your pitch deck ready to pitch to them. Yeah. And about the theft, it's actually happened, right? So during COVID, right, remember when COVID, a lot of things were uncertain. So most of the carriers were trying to go back home. Some didn't get food to eat because they were not people.
I remember that story.
Exactly. So I actually wrote a proposal to this big organization. And they've read my story. They said, oh, then this is what you are doing. We want to partner with you. And I said, okay. So they wanted to support 500 Kayayis. That was good because for me, with all the resources that I had, I can't even support half of that. Yeah. So it was good. So we started, I did the proposal, I wrote the budget, everything. So with my team, and I brought a lot of people on board because that was huge for us. And the whole idea was that, okay, so we are going to support them with food. They will give them food for the next 6 months. They are going to give them skill training because that's what I do. And after that, they are going to purchase the machines. It's an international organization that is huge.
Multinational.
Exactly.
Mention their name.
No, it's fine. So I should do it with my chest there.
Violence.
So I went there. We did the
Beef, no?
So we went into it. We did the skill training, everything. And sometimes I bring in the budgets, they were actually running the money and all, but I brought in, they bring the resources and then I run it. So it got to some point, the things that they were giving the Kayais have their board has approved the money.
But they were giving half.
Not half, Mpo.
Dear-
Like less than that. Because by the time the thing will get to us.
Just say, "Oh, me a tete swama."
So, and at some point, I realized that what they were doing wasn't
Was a
right.
rip-off.
So I told them about it, and they got angry. So they told me that they are no longer going to purchase the machines. We did the security. So at the end, my project, everything, they actually stole my idea and everything.
Wow.
And with that one, how do you even go? I'm just starting up. They are an organization that has been there for like more than 50 years.
How do you take them to court?
What do I have? Right?
Any lawyer here, we need to sue this company.
So I mean, that's something organizations will definitely.
Yeah.
And for me, right now they wanted to continue running the program, but then the board didn't approve because they wanted a trainee to come and run the project, right?
And
so,
they won't agree.
I mean, so right now the project, they've stopped it. They can't continue, but then they stole my idea, and I didn't want to leave the Kayas because if I leave, what is going to happen? Right, so I had to finish that project and leave. So definitely, organizations steal your idea because everything was written by me, but then they took it from there. So yes, that's
But they
what I
couldn't
said.
sustain it, right?
Exactly,
I'm
because
running
there was
Benin.
no, the Kayas and the way they are, they don't trust a lot of people.
Yeah.
So when I went there, because they knew that I was one of them, they trust
It's
me,
back
they
to
come
your
for the
roots.
training and all that. When I left, they couldn't run it, so they had to stop running the program. So organization constantly, they steal your. Sometimes I will write a proposal to some organization. They won't reply back to me, but they will take it that
And
they want
then
to use it for their
So
social.
Obalda's question then is, how do you pitch a viable idea to a business, get them to support without giving out too much, but still getting the support that you need?
So one is to have first write a contract. Sometimes they think that you are a small organization. Some of them will want to leverage on that and get more money. But then you have this contract.
Like non-disclosable, something clauses.
Yes, you have this contract, and you state all the things that both parties, all of you will be bringing on board. So that in the middle of it, they won't come and tell you that, oh, we are not doing this, you said this. So you write, you take, you all agree, you bring your people. And when you are going, because you are young, you need, sometimes, you need, exactly, you need to bring someone older or someone who has a lot of ideas. And it's good for you, before you even go there, do your research, ask a lot of people questions, especially people. I have 3 mentors, and they are all doing in that space. So sometimes I go to them. Okay, so I'm having this partnership with these people. These are the things that they are bringing on board. What should I expect? So sometimes you need to think about the good and the bad. Go through all that before you sit down with them. But then sign. All of you come have a contract ready before you even start the project. Right? Yeah.
Wow, I love that. I'll come to your question shortly, but that's very eye-opening. So don't think someone has given you a deal that is too good. You are keeping it from everybody because your family people, once they see it, it will 10 beans. Have good mentors who can help you through and guide you and all of that. That's a very balanced response to Obalda's question. So Sylvester has a personal question for Coach Sheldon. He's asking the share. You know, there's a platform on Facebook. If you didn't share the link, you didn't try. You know that platform? Oh, the Omega people, where are you? Okay, Sheldon.
Yeah, so I think I have to learn that from my best friend, Shatawale.
Yeah.
You know,
Tuesday Market.
Yes, he has been doing it. So I will look into that. And you see, I have a lot of things going on, but then you see, I will look into that and work on something like that.
You discuss with your management, eh?
The management, no.
Good. Now, there's another point I wanted to make. Tenny mentioned that you need to put together proposals, and see, that thing is stressful. That proposal, it no be joke. So after the panel discussion, there's going to be an incubator session. We have mentors from Ahashpora, MTN. They can help you so that when you put together a proposal, it's a winning proposal. And they will mentor you like she talked about. So if you don't have mentors, you have mentors here who will help you grow. I thought you put your hands together for the event organizers. This is really lovely. So, because honestly, that proposal thing, But the family and friends, people who always want to milk you dry, they won't support you, but they want to like, how do you deal with them?
So for me, so you're asking, how do you deal with them when they, like, even if you're, when you're a starter,
Yeah.
how do you deal with that? Okay, so definitely it's, like, when you are starting a business, obviously, when you don't have hype or people don't know you, you obviously have to give back a little part of you. I'm not saying because it's your family or your friend or your mom or your dad, you have to do it for free. Obviously, you are paying, you buy stuff, do you understand? But then you have to find a balance. So let's just say if your thing is supposed to be 3,000 cedis, right? And then someone comes to you and say, oh, Charlie, yeah, I didn't make me free. What I do is that the things that I think won't cost me money, I can waive that off for them. So if the actual product or what I have to spend for the event is maybe like 2,000 cedis, but then the actual cost price for the thing is 3,000, I'll just say, oh, okay, you give me the 2,000 cedis for me to work with, and I'll throw in those free things for you.
Okay.
Yes, because like for instance, I have a bar, I have glasses. I can't charge you for the glassware. I can't charge you for certain things. But I buy drinks, I pay workers.
Right.
All those things, you still have to pay at
Joshua, that's a wedding. You're not free, but no. Oh, that's it. Okay. Okay. So that was a good one. I saw a hand here, so I'll come for your question. But let me go virtual and bring in our virtual audience because Sayram Amania Ejay, Sayram, you're asking a very important question. How much is enough margin to charge for a product or service? Scenario. I grow fish and it takes me about, say, 20 Ghana cedis to bring a kilo of smoked catfish to your home. Okay, so how much is a reasonable profit margin? I'm asking because but I guess you understand, Kyle. You want to attempt an answer to that?
Profit margin.
Yeah.
If they are bringing it to your home.
Yeah.
Okay, so
as a delivery, bisa.
yes.
Yeah.
So definitely, the question is not a bit.
It's not clear.
It's not clear because.
Okay. So profit margins, basically, if you're looking at all your costs involved in producing, delivering a good quality product, what should be your considerations for profit margin? We know like your cost of production should go in there and all of that, but what else should you consider so that your pricing is not out of range and doesn't put you out of the market?
Okay, so I think you should consider your product itself. So and let me still use my product because what I do is events, so I can use that to explain. Yes. So for us, initially when we started business, we weren't focused on the profits because we wanted to get our product out there. So fast forward, the things that go into our profits, determining our profit margins is something like maybe like the how do you call it, the type of event, if it's a wedding, if it is a party, the kind of things the client requires.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so for instance, maybe somebody doesn't want to spend so much money on branding their bar for the events. Their focus is the drinks.
Yeah.
So the drinks, the kind of events, and then the service we are rendering. So
okay.
I have mixologists I pay because they are the ones that bring the skill to the events. Yes. So these are the things from my end
that you consider.
Yes.
So
before
your cost of production definitely is all those things go into it.
Exactly.
Okay. And then you're also thinking about competition. So that in terms of your pricing,
yes,
you're not out of
touch with your competitors.
Or you're not too low to be cheated
yes.
and all of that. I think that answers it quite clearly. So I saw a hand up here. Yes, please, let's hear you. Please, what's your name? And you go with your question.
Oh, okay. More of an addition to Tenny's question response. My name is Patrick. I'm with Ahaspera. Patrick with Ahaspera. Yeah, so all I wanted to say was that, it's also very important for you to have that legal aspect in your business. We did something in Ahaspera quite recently we had a webinar series in one of the industries, and what we realized was that quite a number of businesses do not involve the legal practitioners in there necessarily because of the funding, the money aspect and all, the cost aspect and all of that. And as Hasbro is an NGO, but it's also very important to have that because that protects you as an individual, that protects your organization, and then that helps you in your service delivery. So once you have some of these things spelled out properly, you should be able to deliver, or protect your intellect, your intellectual property. Sometimes there are people who can offer some of these services to you for free. You don't necessarily have to pay. There are people who do pro bono services, not even just for NGOs, but for other businesses as well. Once you know the right people to talk to, at what time and whatever it is.
Patrick, tell us some of these people. We want to go and find them. So that
you can see me after, or you can join the incubator program.
Fantastic.
And then we'll provide all that information for you.
Sweet.
Essentially, that's about it. And in terms of what to disclose when you're having a discussion about your intellect or your plans and all that, I think is also very important. It's something that you should learn. Learn what you give out. Learn what type of information you give out about projects you want to run. You can give people snippets of things you want to do. Leave out the essential bit that would cause them to want to come back to you, to want to sign the deal.
So here we are talking about operational strategy.
Exactly.
Right.
And then also very importantly, especially for a lot of startups, because you're in a hurry to make money, you run at every deal. Yes. It is not every deal that you should go after because you'd realize very early on that you end up spending or losing a lot more money following every deal than you would if you don't follow every deal. So I just wanted to add to what she said.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Patrick. Yes.
That was something that I didn't get so I had to learn it the hard way, right? Sometimes you think, so I need to take these girls home. So if I get this deal, but then it's not everything that you should. Sometimes you end up wasting your energy and your time on some. So you need to choose. Things, just take your time, do what you can, pace yourself, do what you can. It's not everything. And that, I agree. I had to learn the hard way on that, yes.
I can't say, yawo sebra bekum osuna, and peprikus yehuna wan kupra. In other words, if you are meant to hunt an elephant, you don't chase bush rats and some other things and lose all your energy. By the time the elephant comes, it will kill you. Understand? So learn to discriminate with the offers that come. I think the women do very well with this because you get many offers every other day. If not virtual in your DMs, physical. As we are here, I'm sure you are getting some business proposals and other important proposals. Okay, so you... Okay, so for those of you watching live, we have a link in the stream. Please follow it, open it, and then give us your feedback. For those of you who are here, you can get to scan a QR code and give us feedback how we can better serve you next year in our next episode, which will be coming soon. So please do well to drop your impressions, what you liked that you want to see more, what you want done better in the next edition. I've seen another hand, and I want to appreciate it. Yes, there's a lady at the back, and then there's the gentleman here. We'll start with the lady, come to the gentleman. Please tell us your name, and it's a good thing to tell us what you sell so that we can take your number. Okay. Let's fix your mic for you. You're a student, you want to start an NGO. Please, what's your name?
So my name is Adachi Wolali Josephine.
Adachi Wolali
Josephine. So I'm a student at Pentecost University, and I'd want to start up an NGO. So seeing this program, I was really encouraged to come.
Fantastic.
So as a young woman, my question. So as a young woman trying to start up a non-profit organization, as Tenny here has done, what are some of the deal breakers, something that happened to you that tried to discourage you? I'm no longer doing this. And how were you able to deal with them? How were you able to overcome them? How were you able to come this far? That's my question to you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Josephine. That's a very important question. Any other hand? Yes, I've seen your hand up. and I would like to take that. So let's take your question. Josephine wants to know deal breakers and how Tenny overcame. Sir, what's your name?
Okay, so my name is James
You can
Dake,
sit, don't worry.
and I'm a digital marketer. I run a startup called GoTech Plus.
Oh, James, I know the one we met in Ketano.
Exactly. So with GoTech Plus, we develop websites. We render digital marketing services for organizations, and we also co-partner with Viva Health Magazine to produce Quarterly Magazine. And our latest release is out. You can visit the Viva Health website, to download a copy. So I wanted to find out. So from Mr. Sheldon. Sheldon. Yeah, you make mention of raising funds from the Silicon Valley, and I'm very much interested. Can you give us more tips on how to go about that? Thank you.
So, Onyanya, you are now.
And they came to give me tips.
Yeah, so the tips you receive. So just as you receive.
Now you have
you
to
can also
contact
share.
me for that one.
That's fine.
I'll give you my number so that because I'm trying to enter the Y Combinator or the tech start. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
That's a good one. Please, do we have another? Sure. I've seen one hand at the back, and then I'll come to you, my friend in brown. And I'll come to you also. Oh, okay. Champion.
My name is Henry Deha from Central University.
Henry Deha.
Deha from Central University.
That's
and
right.
I'm actually the General Secretary of the SRC.
I
I want to find out.
What more this can?
That's not true.
Yeah.
I want to
Because
find
you
out
asked me,
if
yeah, sorry.
the panelists will be happy for the SRC to invite them to educate our students.
Ade, and then it's yeah, beba.
All right, thank you.
Don't forget to add the host there.
Okay, Caleb will also invite Caleb personally to come.
But
for
sir,
our
it won't be
SRC.
pro bono because that's as they pay you. That's as
for
they
free.
pay you. Okay, good. Henry, your question has been answered already. I've seen your hand at the back.
My
Please
name is
proceed.
Matthew.
Matthew.
Yes. My question to the panelists is that, is it advisable to take loans for your business or maybe grants from people when you believe in the business?
Right, Bosian.
Right.
So I will call your wedding, we'll je Bosian call your wedding. And I said,
And
start your
if you can
business.
touch more on maybe if people are investing into your business as well,
Yeah.
do you repel them or do you accept them with conditions?
Okay, that's a good one. So let's come back to the panel. I have some questions online as well. I'll take them later. But Josephine, Pentecost University, deal breakers, how do you overcome them? Tenny Agana.
Yes, a lot. And right now, every day I get to identify a new one. But then I think I would talk about three. One was my co-founders. Yes. So even though we had the we sat down, we had the contract and all that, it was hard for us to work together. So at some point, you want this person to do this work, and then they will do it the time that they want, and that's not the time that we needed it. So it got to a time I wanted to just leave it and start my own thing, because we have already done the registration, so there's no way that I could change that, right? So I wanted to start all over again. So I mean, that was one. The second one is finance. That one is huge. Because I mean, we need the money. That's why I took a lot of offers from people that I wasn't supposed to work. There are some people that naturally, God don't want you to work with them, right? So, but then, yeah, I had to do that. But then I'm also learning the hard way. That's finances. The third one will be, wow. Anyway, that's...
So finances and like a
Oh, markets. So one thing about us is, if you are not able to sell the product, you haven't done anything. So when we started with, like I said, we started with 5 girls, and all the 5 girls, when we started with them, they all came back to Accra. Even though we have invested the 20,000 cedis that we had in them. We took them back home. They started making baskets. They were the first people. And the basket that they make, we couldn't get market for the product. And so you take me back home telling me that, oh, I can actually make a living in Bogatanga. And I'm in Boga, I get up, make the product, and you're not able to sell it. How do I support my child? Some of them have one child, 2 children, and all that.
So they come back to Accra
They came
to do headporting again?
Yes, I mean, because you don't have the money to give them. You can't sell their product. So market was one of the, sorry, go ahead.
No, I feel that. I was just going to make an input that I think some of these things you may need to partner with the NEIP, the Youth
Yes.
Start things. But I'm buying so the hook of what I buy.
But anyway, so that was the huge one for us, because if you are not able to sell the product, they will come back home. And at the end of the day, you've wasted your time, your money, and you can't even get anything from there to even pay your workers. So for us, what we did with that one is we actually left it for like 3 months, and then we sat down, did the research. You need to do one thing. If you want to start a business, do research. Sometimes you sit down and say, oh, so we have this guy. I think these people, they would like to learn how to do this. And some people, that's one assumption that people do. People think that because we are Kayayes, I think Kayayes would like to learn how to sew. They would like to. So when I was a Kaya, some organization actually came and they were donating sewing machine.
But it's not what you needed.
I wanted to go to school. I wanted to wear a graduation gown.
Right.
But then you were giving me free machines. So market research is very key.
Right.
So we have to come back to the drawing board. What are we doing wrong, right? We needed to create market for us. We needed to create market for the skills that the girls had before taking the next girls back home. So those were some of the things that happened, and I nearly stopped running my
That's a
business.
very important insight, because sometimes you realize government will build some huge project somewhere. Nobody's using it because that's not what the people need.
But they sit down. I mean, you sit in offices and you create solutions to fit the problem. I'm a human being. I have my own dreams. I have my own aspirations. The fact that I don't have money to accomplish those things doesn't mean I don't know what I want.
I love that.
We all have dreams. So yeah. So you need to go to the people, ask them what they want. Don't create a solution to fit a problem.
Fantastic. Henry, SRC, you have been answered already. Matthew, loans and grants. Who will take this? Yes.
Yes. For us, right, we didn't want to take loan, right? And I think because Lozele, we've done a lot of research.
Lozele is the name of your initiative.
Yes,
What does it mean, by the way?
There is hope. So when we go to them, we tell them that Lozele.
Hope in ever is more.
Okay. So for us, we did a lot of research around there. We knew that we wanted to start a non-profit. So for loan, we actually took some loan, but then it was free interest.
Okay.
We didn't want to pay interest on the loan. So an organization like Comfort Ghana, right now they are investing in young people, right? So you can take loan from them with free interest. You won't pay any interest on it. So we actually leverage on that. But then when that was the last thing that we wanted to do. First, we wanted to take money from the co-founders. The money wasn't enough for, and right now we wanted to make sure that the people that come to partner with us, they are the people that we really wanted to work with. So we said, okay, let's do this on our own. So we did a lot of research. We wanted to go to EcoBank, and then the process was long for us. So we decided, okay, so we heard of Comfort. They were providing us free
Interest-free loans.
Yeah, so we took that one. So when it's free, it's good, because right now we are a social enterprise. We even need more money to invest back into our business. So I mean, sometimes you need to do more research. There are a lot of organizations out there. Right now, entrepreneurship, for me, if you ask me, entrepreneurship will help us solve a lot of problems in our country. In as much as you are for me, I'm creating a solution for young women. But at the same time, I'm also employing people, right? I've employed we have about at least 4 times 7 people that we employ. So and a lot of organizations, a lot of institutions are supporting young entrepreneurs. So if you do a lot of research, you get those supports out there,
Fantastic, I love that.
Plenty.
I really love that. There are some questions I still have.
I think she wanted to answer that.
Did I miss?
I just took for because I've not done it.
Okay, that's fair. Thank you. Let's go on to our virtual audience. Some of them have some questions as well. Is there any easier way to get people to invest in your idea? Are there institutions that connect startups to investors here in Ghana? Angel investors, those things. And then Sayuram Amaniaje again. In a country where we don't have standards, how do you string together your cost items when you're charging as a startup? I think we've answered this question already, quite honestly. And someone is asking the moderator a question. How do you stay relevant? This is Maxwell Minter. How do you stay relevant? I will answer that later. But is there any way to get investors, to get people to invest in your idea? I think we've answered this also, but let's just elaborate on it a bit for my friend Nana Amua Osu Buafo. Then we can go to the relevance question and we'll end if we don't have any questions.
Well, I don't think there is something like that. You just have to get some big man. If you are lucky, you will get some big man then go say, oh, make we meet for Vida Cafe.
Chale.
Then you go sit there, you go talk. Bro. There is nothing concrete going to come out of that. So, me, mom, dear, I've never experienced. Maybe they are there, but I don't know them.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Look.
All right. So, for me, I think Ashesi, right?
Yes.
Ashesi has created that platform. So, in 2019, I joined an incubator. It's called Ashesi Venture Incubator. They select the graduates who are running businesses and they support them. So, and that, I think right now, like I said, a lot of institutions are interested in that. I think University of Ghana just started.
Yes, here will be.
So with school, when you have that link with the school, you get opportunities coming from there. Yeah. So for me, I've gotten a few. Some of the great opportunities that I've gotten has been from Ashesi University. Right. Some of their incubator programs and all that. But then like there's this site called Opportunity Decks. Opportunity Decks. Mighty, I actually got that idea from Mighty. I got to know of that site.
Opportunity Desk.
Yes, that is called Opportunity Desk. They post a lot of funding opportunities, both locally and internationally. And he has a YouTube channel that he talks about those opportunities, right? Okay. I've forgotten the name, please. Opportunities Avenue. So when you there are
please, how much did he pay?
No. I mean, like some of the great, I've gotten like 3 opportunities just from that site, right? Wow. So that's like they ask, what are some of the various ways? Oh. And then what else?
Okay, how do you stay relevant? That's a question someone asked. There's a hand up. I've seen 2 hands out. 3 actually, so I'll get to that. You need to reinvent yourself. I mean, you need to watch the trends. You need to know what's happening because what was working yesterday, today may not necessarily work. So you need to stay true to yourself, but also learn, add on. Because when I started working at City TV, it was initially radio. I was at Radio Universe. We were doing only radio. Then City TV came. Then I'm standing in front of the camera. You know, when you're doing just radio, by the time the person's done, voice notes, when you know what story you're done. You're going out the cameraman and he's trying to frame, he's looking at the direction of the stuff like, people are doing interview. But you need to learn. And then once you learn how to take good videos, then you also know that you actually have to edit the videos as well. You have to do all kinds of things. So you need to learn and keep improving. That way, you'll be relevant at all times. But if you stick to what you have known since, like what your father taught you, and that's all you want to know, I think that your father will age and you age with him. You understand? So I hope that answers your question. I've seen 2 hands. Yes, there's a man in smoke here. There's a man in pink. There's a lady in brown. Let's take the man in smoke first. Do you have a microphone? Okay, let's quickly give you the microphone. Oh, you have the mic already. Please, shoot. Your name and then Amanda. Oh?
Magdalene.
Magdalene. Amanda is rather here. Cool.
Okay. So I'm Magdalene, Mary Magdalene Sidimel. I'm the owner of House of Magme. We sell clothes, corporate clothes and casual clothes.
Okay.
My question is to the event planner, or maybe Sheldon. So I was working somewhere before quitting and doing my business full time. And during those times, I didn't notice the down moment. I mean, sales being down because I was doing 2 jobs. So I was earning from both sides. Right now that I've quit my job, that I'm doing this full time, I realized, no, there are some down moments. Sales are not
And you're better, sir.
And you're better in the entrepreneurship thing, no, and you're better. So I want to go. I'll definitely go back to the corporate world, but
I follow you so.
I just don't.
I just
No, I'm not going because of sales or money. No, at least I want to build myself. I want to, yes, build on my career. So I would want to go back. But my question is, you have employed people, right? So when sales are not good and all that, do you still pay them, or do you deal in, what's the word? There's this word they use when you're making sales. When business is high, what's the word?
What do you say?
What do I say? Okay, yes. So, do you pay them based on salary or based on commission?
Commissions.
Yes.
Okay. I love your question. Please clap for her. No wonder the word was not coming. Yeah.
Yes. So,
because that's a way to incentivize the people you work with to also stay with you, right?
Yes.
So when you are making a lot more profit,
yes. If it's only you, when you're not making it, you know that but
right.
If you have workers and they are working for you, need to pay them.
Well,
right?
when did you bet me but let's get a response.
So I want to answer this. You said you used to work. You work for yourself now, but you want to go back to corporate. First of all, I want to discourage you, not because I don't want you to go back, but I also got to that point where I felt like when I stopped whatever I was doing, earning whatever money I was earning, it was hard because when you come home, you realize that maybe that first month, nobody has called you for an event. So what do you do? Or how do you sustain that idea or whatever you are doing? But the question about what you do about the workers. So maybe, first of all, when I started with just one person, which is the mixologist, the person that makes the cocktails when we are at events. I pay the person as and when we do the events. The person wasn't on my payroll. So 6 years down the line, this person is still working with me. And we've graduated from that level. So maybe, first of all, he used to work pay as you go, but right now, he's on salary. There are other people like that, and there's a point, like what I do, if I needed an accountant at that time, or if I needed someone like a graphic designer or someone to help design our
And it's on contract basis?
Yes, it's on contract basis. So those people still up till now, we don't have them on full-time salary. Yes, so as you graduate in business, there are certain things you can do on your own, but then in terms of scaling up, like they said earlier, when you get to a certain level, you feel like, okay, this person has to be on my payroll. Yes, but then there are, I feel like pay as you go is easier. Like in terms of your business, selling things, if you can do it on your own, at this point, you can do it and then know how to turn around the profits to do more things.
Then when you establish, then you can have salaried people.
Yeah.
By the way, and Senate and so on,
Yes, I pay SNET for my workers.
Okay, let me take your question. We'll be wrapping up in a couple of minutes. We have a few minutes to wrap up.
Okay, thank you. I actually follow you on Facebook. My name is Ibrahim. I'm a staunch follower. My name is Ibrahim Governor. Matthew was my SRC president back at SHS. What do you call it? I actually ran two organizations, an NGO called TRP Ghana and an agri-business firm called Jips Agro. So with the NGO, we are based in the Mampuru-Maduro district in the northeast region, and we are mainly into advocacy. So I moved to the south some 7 years ago just to hustle, and then I decided to go to the university. I realized that most of my brothers back north, they are mostly unable to make maths and science and then English. So I put up this NGO to assist them through mature entrance exams into various universities, and we can talk about some 57 beneficiaries out of it.
That's impressive.
And then we are also advocating, I want to use this platform, we are advocating for investors into our district. We have good rice valleys. We have opportunities for you to come and put up a guest house or a lodge in the district. You can build a private school in the district. We are advocating for people to come.
Are you related to the DCA?
No, please.
No, I like what you're doing. I really do. but I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
So with the Gyps Agro too, we are into rice production and cowpea production, and we began packaging rice. So the main issue is when I started, I was all about I'm looking for investment. As Kojo Sheldon said, he's also one I follow so much. We actually meet people, they take us to places, talk to us, they want to invest in us, and they just waste our time. So along the line, I want to just share experience. What I decided to do was to actually start joining some of these networks, young people, Ghana Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs, and other platforms, and follow influential people like Caleb Kuda who share opportunities on their platforms.
That puts some money on your pocket.
Yes.
So, share opportunities.
So basically, I'm not asking a question. I just
Yes.
want to share that experience with my colleagues that we must not always think about, I want to get investment. Actually, the angel investors, it must be your brother, your uncle, or somebody who is just tied to your family. They are not actually helping us. Maybe others have gotten, but I have not. All these while I've been doing it all alone, and few people have now.
You have just
intervened.
exposed your family. They will come after you. They will come after
Thank you.
But Ibrahim, thank you so much. Please put your hands together for yourself. Oh, my brother, let me take your question. Your hand has been up for a long time. Please, snap it.
Okay, so my name is Sylvester once again. Mine is not a question, but an add-on to what someone asked on the profit. So with the business I run, what I do is, if I charge you 1,000 cedis, I make sure I have 60% profit on the 1,000 I'm charging. So it becomes a standard for me.
Sorry, man, take a view.
What I'm saying is, if you want me to run a service for you and say you are paying me 1,000 cedis, I make that 1,000 cedis will be like a cost for the overall thing I'm going to do.
Okay.
But I make sure I charge 60% of the 1,000.
Okay.
I'm taking. So it means I'm taking 1,006.
Okay.
And that 600 is for me. So that helped me to stay afloat. So
Okay.
the person asked that question can also.
That's a good one. Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for yourselves and for our wonderful panel. We are ending. Let me take your parting words, right? If we forget everything we've heard today, what shouldn't we forget? And if there's one thing that kept you going throughout the years that keeps pushing you, what is it? Please share with us so that we can also hold on to that and see how we can get forward. So let me start with you, Clara.
Okay, so first of all, start small. Whatever idea or concept or business, NGO, whatever you have in mind, start small. You don't need, like my brother said there, you don't need investors, you don't need so much money to start a business. You just need to have an idea to start. Secondly, with my experience in business, I feel like the people we work with are the solid, like they're running force for the business that we do. Because like I said, I've been with one person or two people for about 6 years consistently. They've not left. It's not because of money. It's because of the fact that they believe in what I'm doing, and they don't see it like, oh, you are the boss or anything. I involve my people in whatever we do. I don't sit there and take credits for everything I do. So it has made my business very solid because the people that I work with believe in the vision of what we are doing. So those are the two important things for me that has helped my business.
Thank you, Clara. Let's take Kojo Sheldon.
So the thing is, not everyone go to be entrepreneur. Yes. Your job is to work in a government agency, the ministries. That is what God created you for. Please concentrate on them. You see, there is this assertion out there where people, they make the entrepreneurship thing they look like it is, once you enter, bro, it go over you. Not everyone is meant to be an entrepreneur. Your job, you will feel thrive in a space where you are working for someone and you can make a lot of money. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. Don't destroy what you have going on because somebody can say he started with Gary and beans and now he's thriving. It doesn't work that way. So find the balance. I'm just putting out there. I know this is when they posted the flyer, I say, I'm using that. Yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. I say,
I've seen that video.
So also, we are in an environment, we are supposed to be in an enabled environment where we go figure a lot of things make you go on our way. They happen like that. So we now for find on our ways and means. Legit though, not illegal, please. So just go out there, and do what you have to do to make sure say, you survive in this kind of hostile system that we're in, because that man up there, you know, will do anything for you. Charlie, and he's my guy too.
Charlie, you know, when the president wrote something after the queen died, the way people tear him.
It makes me pass.
He's
my guy. I do this, my guy. I do this. I
say, I know Jim on this. What's shocking?
I do this. There we go talking matters.
Yes. So I will say that get your documents ready.
Right.
Register your business. It will give you credibility and it will help people to trust you. And also, if you have an idea, always, one thing that has worked for me when I'm down, like sometimes when I get up, there are so many. I just came back from the north this morning. There are so many messages that I get from the girl, this is not working, this is not working. But then always remember, it's not going to be a straightforward, you start, you get, no. There will be like days, there will be good days, there will be bad days. But always remember why you started it. When you remember why you started, sometimes I say, okay, so why am I have a degree, I can actually get a job. So why am I doing this? So I will think about it, oh, so I'm doing this because of this and that. So it will help you to also go back, even though things are not working. So yes, and also always have a plan. Always have a plan. And for those that want to start, that are working for other people and they still want to start their business, what I would tell them is to pace yourself. If you have a baby, if you have a toddler and you are giving birth to another toddler, it will be very difficult for you to over you. So pace yourself. It's not because everyone is an entrepreneur, you also want to be an entrepreneur. Or it's because if everyone is working, so pace yourself, know who you are and what you want to do, and also know your weakness.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for our panel. It's been an amazing session, if you ask me. Thank you so much. And then a round of applause for yourselves. You've been a very engaging audience. Thank you so much. I want to invite Felicia up here because she has a very important piece of information for us. Like I mentioned, there's going to be the incubator session where you can have more hands-on, interactive, So please welcome Felicia. She will join us with more information for us.
All right, so thank you all so much for coming here today. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the incubator program.
Yes.
But before I do, whenever we talk about entrepreneurship, we only think about owning a business. But you can run somebody's business as your own business.
Right.
And that is what young people miss. As Kojo said, we were not all born to be entrepreneurs or own our own business. But you can run somebody's business like it is your own. Because what it does is it gives you a cushion. Because it's somebody's business. When they get any issue, that doesn't bother you because they are still paying you. But you make sure they don't run into those hurdles. So you have the chance to make mistakes. You have the chance to learn from their mistakes. You have the chance to overcome challenges. So when the time comes for you to open your own business, you have all the experience you need. Or even when the time comes for you to impart on another person to run their business, you've run somebody's business before. So you can tell them what to do and what not to do. That is one thing we struggle with in this country or in this part of the world. I'm an entrepreneur. I have a makeup business. I've run a food business before. I do a whole lot of things. But my main challenge has been with staffing.
Yes.
You hire people, they come 1 day, 2 days, they run. I'm being employed by somebody, but I run that business like it's my own business. I ask myself that, am I giving my boss his money worth? If he's paying me to be up to work and he's paying me 1,000 cedis, is my time or is what I'm giving out worth that 1,000 cedis he or she is paying me?
Felicia,
if not, then I have a question to ask myself. So that is my takeaway from.
So my sister does locum, you know, these pharmacists, doctors, locum. So she got a new role, and apparently her new boss, he's been watching TV a lot, so he likes me. So one day I just went to pass by, and he was telling me plenty things. My sister is this and this. Now the guy who left, he spent about 90,000 cedis. He wasn't checking the books. By the time he realized, that guy not going to 90,000. So now they're betting. Obisika, What the chabet, ama wa reporter. So they took him to, because it's a criminal case. They took him to the police station. They almost took his license from him. So it's also a very important part. Thank you for bringing that in. Say, I say, Juma, be a Juma, no, the man, no one say, no, basa, no one feel was I did a bomb, pay, say, I didn't be a crime for fraud.
So you can use an entrepreneurial mindset to run somebody's business. No, thank you for actually bringing that in. But so here's the thing. Our Haspa is not all about talk. We won't come and sit here, talk, and let you go. Our incubator program is a build-up on what we've had here. We are going to talk about design thinking. We are going to talk about communication skills. We are going to talk about organizational skills. Because they've said it here, it sounds fun, but there's a lot of technicalities to it. So the workshop, that is the incubator program, will open up for you to understand the technicality of all the nice things we've said here, and to help you navigate the challenges you will be facing in real time. It's going to be virtual, so you don't have to worry about fuel and transportation. Our team will contact you because we have your information already. We'll create a WhatsApp page, and the WhatsApp page will even become a networking platform for everyone. So if you are a digital person and you need a makeup artist, you can quickly contact. They are running an event. You need a food vendor, so you have a platform and all that. So please look forward to hear from Ahaspra. Immediately you join anything Ahaspra does, you automatically become a family. Follow our Facebook pages, our Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. We always post our programs there, so you can always feel free to join. And most of our programs are free, if not all, because we understand that people need help, and our husbands are here to give that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yes, please, have you done the survey? If you filled it, thank you. If you haven't yet, please do. There's a QR code that you can scan and then do well to complete it for us. So thank you. We'll call it a day for now. My name is Caleb. I've had absolute pleasure moderating this panel. My panelists were Clara Esinam Alote, Kojo Sheldon. I learned today he shares the same name with my boss, Bernard. He's Bernard. If you say for Bernard. Kojo Sheldon. And then Teni Agada. Please put your hands together for them one more time. And I appreciate, yes, further information.
MTN Pulse app.
Fantastic.
MTN
Yes.
And look for MTN Pulse on the MTN app. So please, if you have MTN, go and download my MTN app. Find the MTN Pulse app. There are lots of amazing discounts there. Discount to buy food at KFC, Port Belly Shack, and MTN Pulse powered this event. They make all this possible. Please. So let's put a round of applause.
Thank you, MTN Pulse. Thank you so much. So,
Don't forget to subscribe to my
Good. So, I mean, guys, thank you. My name is Caleb. You'll find me on social media as Caleb Kuda. So, yeah. And YouTube, no, me home. I thought the plot and easy. So let's network. Let's get to meet each other. Let's get to know what you're doing. Have a good day. God bless you. See you soon.
Nice to meet you.
Mr. Show.
My name is Yao Bediako. I'm an immunologist and I'm the CEO of Yamachi Biotech here in Accra. I relocated back to Ghana in 2019 after spending 12 years in the US, and actually 2 years in Kenya, and then 4 years in London. So returned to Ghana after over 20 years. And at the time was on an academic track, and so took up a faculty position at the University of Ghana at the West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens. About 6 months in, I began to consider my options and see whether or not I wanted to remain purely as an academic or do something else. And that led me eventually to co-found Yamachi Biotech here in Accra in June of 2020. Yamachi is a cancer research company focused primarily on diversifying precision oncology, both from the perspective of diagnostics but also therapeutics. The main challenge for me in coming back had to really do with if I came in with good ideas, I would receive the necessary support to try to chase those ideas. And while I found support in certain areas, especially in my most immediate director of the center I was in, I found that in general, the institution as a whole was very unfriendly to progress. And that's actually the motivation to establish Yamachi, because I was frustrated with the existing system. And so I saw that issue and tried to do something about it, and that resulted in founding Yamachi. My major success, or at least the thing I'm most proud of, definitely has to be Yamachi. Yamachi as a company represents something that really doesn't exist in Ghana and doesn't really exist in much of Sub-Saharan Africa. We aim to be a globally competitive company that happens to be headquartered in Accra, and by that we are trying to really redefine what it means to be African, redefine what it means to be an African company, and we hope that it will portray an image of world-class excellence. Most recently, I was awarded a Callistus Juma Fellowship by the Gates Foundation, one of 14 African scientists to be awarded that. The coolest thing was I was awarded it as part of Yamachi, and so it's the first major grant for Yamachi, and I think that's a big step forward for the company. So my advice would be, decide in yourself that is what you want to do, and then begin to plan for it. But ultimately, when the time comes to take the plunge, you have to take the plunge. It is a plunge. There will never be a perfect time to relocate. There will always be a reason to wait another month or to wait another year. So if you decide that coming home is what you want to do, put all the plans in place, but then finally you have to take that step, that leap of faith, as it were, to relocate. But don't come home as some kind of black savior. Come home as somebody who is looking to come home, to contribute to Ghana, but is fully aware of their own limitations and their own lack of local experience. And I think if you come like that, you will be well received, you'll get the support you need, and you have a great chance of success.